Welcome back to another episode of Mustachio Formidable, also known as episode 21 of the Formcast podcast, where we talk about almost everything and everything about everything, burritos included. Thank you so much for listening. Today, I wanted to, by the way, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much. Tell me how my mustache is looking. I can curl the ends of it. I just need some beard wax or mustache wax. Anyways, it's been a crazy week for myself. We emptied our entire condo out in order to rent it out, listed as an Airbnb, and it's been quite the experience. Pretty interesting, pretty fun, cleansing, I would say. Get rid of all your stuff, and you realize how much you actually have to like live with, or how much you could live without. You know what I mean? I think moving does that to people. Anyway, so episode 21, I believe it is, and don't yell at me if it's wrong. Episode 21, I wanted to talk about something that actually happened to me recently, yesterday, actually on stream. Yesterday being Saturday, recording this on a Sunday. Hopefully this gets to you guys midweek. Bear with me, though. My editor is away for the week, so we're hoping to get this done easily and as smoothly as possible. But that being said, Saturday morning, I start my stream at 10 a.m. in the morning, and about, I don't know, I think it was like 13, let's say 15 minutes into the stream. By the way, that's 10 a.m. Eastern for reference. About 15 minutes into the stream, someone comes in, and a name I sort of recognize, but only has like 15 messages in the chat. Messages and posts and chats in and says, man, I remember, I don't know exact words, I'd have to go look into it, but like, I remember when you had 75 viewers. I was rocking like 10 viewers or something like that. Keep in mind, 10 a.m. Eastern, which means 7 a.m. PST, which means 9 a.m. CST, and even earlier for others. So many people not even awake yet. My Saturday morning streams have never been super go. But 15 minutes into a stream literally says, I remember when you used to have 75 viewers, and then he says something else. Now, I've been in the industry. I've been a streamer for almost 3 years now. I'm not fazed by the comment. I'm not fazed by them seemingly indicating that I have way far less viewers than what I used to. Keep in mind, we hit 50 viewers on Saturday. I don't think we had any major raids of any sorts either, which to me means just organic, regular growth, regular people coming in on their own. I don't go post in my social on every single Discord either and all that. It's just simply my Discord and a Twitter post, and then notifications, right, for followers. So, but any stream is going to start with far less people than what anybody might have at the peak of their stream. You stream for 8 hours, you're not going to start with 100 people. You might hit 100 halfway through or something like that. For instance, like Saturday, we hit 50 on a Saturday, which is actually probably, I'd say, double what I usually get on a Saturday now. So, hey, that's a plus for me. But this comment came in, and I mean, peak COVID was me hitting Twitch Partner, and we were rocking 100 plus raids every single stream. Obviously, things change and people leave, and things happen and people leave, and new people come in and some people leave, and all that kind of stuff, right? But to make that comment 10 minutes into the stream, right, at the time that it was, but put that aside, to make that comment, at all, is absolutely appalling to me. Now, I'm not entirely sure if this person streams themselves, is a content creator themselves or anything like that. My guess is no, and if they do, probably not that successful. If that's all they care about, because the previous messages that they've said is something about kick stuff and switching platforms, I think it was, and I don't know. It was so like irrelevant that I didn't even care. Not someone who is like super part of the community or sticks around for very long. So my response and the reason for this podcast is just to kind of like talk about quickly like how to respond to that stuff, but also how to mentally approach it internally inside your own head. Because my response was, I was playing ranked gameplay, and I was just like in the middle of a game, and what I was doing was I was literally indicating to this person that I'm not bothered by their comment, right? I could care less if I have 10 people or if I have 100 people. I'm there to entertain. But I said, people will quit if you go in and you say those things. Oh, I remember when you used to have more people. Oh, wow, you're far less than what you used to have. Oh, I used to remember when you had 75 people. A lot of people have their view count off. And we've talked about viewership and how it can be important, but it cannot be important as well. It is but a number. And a lot of people base their success off that number. So they hide it because if it's not where they want it to be, then they get disappointed and they quit. And then a viewer, random viewer, just comes in and literally says, hey, guess what? You suck. Exactly what the comment said. You could have, instead of saying, hey, I remember when you had 75 viewers, you could have said, hey, you suck now. And that would have been the same message. So what I did was like said, hey, man, I'm not phased, but you will literally make people quit. You will make people get second guess. You will disappoint people. Like, they will be disappointed in themselves. They'll become frustrated. They'll start looking at their stats more. They'll start looking and realize that they're not where they want to be because one person said, where you used to be, you're not there anymore. Or because, where you think you want to be, like you think you will get there, you want to be 20, 30, 40 viewers. Yeah, well, you're like not even close to that because of one single message indicating something about viewership. Now, I don't know if it's stream etiquette or viewer etiquette or whatever it is or whatever, but to go into any stream and like mention viewership, even if it's like you think it's good, like, hey, I remember like back in a while ago, someone was like, hey, 60 viewers, like awesome, like perfect time to come in or something like that. And I was like, my immediate thought, full transparency, was, yeah, I used to have 100 like 4 months ago. Like that was my thought. So it doesn't matter if the viewer thinks, if you think that it's a positive thing talking about viewership in someone's stream, just don't, because you'd have no clue what that streamer is going to think, okay? So this happened to me yesterday, and I literally said, you know what, I got to talk about this because I even made a Twitter post about it, and I think a lot of people, felt me on the whole, like, don't talk about someone's viewership. Don't tell them that they're, are far worse than what they used to be, or they'll never get somewhere, or whatever it is, right? When this happens in your stream, if it happens, and I say when because it just seems to happen a lot, but if it happens in your stream, please do not take it personally. Do not take it into major consideration. Take it with a grain of salt. Is that what they say? Just pretty much just don't care about it, because the person saying it probably has zero clue on how to grow or how to be successful as a streamer. One, let's be honest. And two, they got no clue what you're going through and what you're trying to do and what you're successful at and what you consider to be success and all that kind of stuff. So when this happens, like I said, I just reverted to the back. Like, I don't give two shits what you're talking about, but you're going to make somebody else really upset if you go saying this to other people, right? I can't imagine that they just solely picked me and talked about me, but I'm sure it's been a message that maybe they've said somewhere else, maybe in a different way, but to some other person who might have just said, you know what, screw it. I'm out, right? So when this happens in your stream, just try as best as you can to realize that, it's like somebody telling you like those pants aren't for you. And it's like, but you don't even know who I am or what I like or what I enjoy or what makes me happy or comfortable. You know what I mean? So try and take it with a grain of salt. Don't take it personally. And honestly, if you can't reply on stream with something that it makes you feel confident and makes you feel okay with what they said, just simply don't reply. Just continue talking about every other comment you see. And because that person will probably say that and then leave, just like this person did with me. Said that comment. I don't even know if they heard my response about it, but didn't say anything after that. So their sole purpose was to come to the stream at the very beginning, point out the low viewership, which, to be honest, 10 people, 10 minutes in, hey, thank you for showing up. You know what I mean? Especially at 10 a.m. on a Saturday morning. Most people were just waking up, 2-3 hours later, there people were like, hey, I just woke up. What's up? 3 hours into a stream at 50 viewers. Where was that guy? Nowhere. So take it with a grain of salt. Don't take it personally. If you can't respond with something that says like, well, you know what? Like, I'm okay with where I'm at. So, thanks for pointing it out or whatever you want. Like something that's not obviously going to like get you fired up, get you, deeper into this conversation about absolutely nothing, and that viewer probably left, like I said, just don't say anything at all. But what you have to learn is that when you end stream, you're still going to be thinking about that thing, about that comment, about that person, about what they said, about your numbers and all that kind of stuff. You can't. Just as much as you sit there and say, viewership doesn't matter. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to entertain. As long as someone is watching that's happy with me or smiling, or I can make people smile. Like, it doesn't matter how many, blah, 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 blah. All those things, all those affirmations we tell ourselves that, we are going to be okay. We're doing a good job and all that kind of stuff, especially when someone says, hey, you're not doing a good job. You have to be prepared to just be like, you know what? It doesn't mother freaking matter what somebody on the internet says about my stream, about my business, about my quality, my success, my numbers, anything. Because as long as you're happy with what you're doing and you're working hard, you're the only person that matters. Your opinion is the only opinion that matters. So, I don't know if they would be considered trolls. I think some people do it maliciously. I also think some people do it, like I said, some people announce viewership while you're streaming for a positive thing. The number 69 comes up. They're like, oh, 69 viewers. And you're just like, oh, shit, I had 150 like 2 weeks ago. They just don't know, but their intent is not, malicious in intent, but rather just they don't know how you'll take it. So don't take it personally. Take it with a grain of salt. Don't respond if you have nothing half-assed to say, because they're looking for an emotional response out of you, probably. Then don't respond. But afterwards, make sure you engage in some self-care mentally about your stream, about reminding yourself that it doesn't matter what the number is, as long as you're putting out good content, you're working hard, you're trying to learn new things, you're getting better at your craft, better at this, better at that, you're weak there, you're working on that, you're doing this, doing that. As long as you're doing those things, that's all that matters. So, viewers, if you're a viewer, and if you watch streams, and you're listening to this, do not mention the streamer's viewer count at any mother freaking point. You will be really, really upset if that streamer said, you know what, you're right, I suck, and they end stream and you never see them again. Even if your intent is good, this may happen, okay? Because the streaming industry is so up and down, especially still coming out of COVID. COVID numbers were amazing. Now we are way more into a realistic lifestyle pre-COVID, where people are not on their phones, on the internet, on their computers, watching streams for hours and hours and hours on end. I can tab you up. I'm home all day. I'm just cleaning. I'm going to blah, 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 blah. Numbers will dip. It's perfectly normal. Some people will rise. Some people will go. The people who rose will come back down. The people that are down will rise. Never mention it. If you're a viewer and you're listening to this, please do not mention someone's viewer count at any cost. Just don't. Just really don't. And streamers, keep mother freaking going. Very, very passionate about this one. I doubt that viewer is going to come back to my stream though. So looks like I got some outreach to do. Know what I mean? Who gives a flying F? You know what I mean? My numbers are my numbers. I don't even look at my numbers. I have view count off, follower count off, sub count off, sub points off. What else off? My age. I'm 33 years old. I'm too old for this. We'll catch you next time on another episode of Formcast, episode 2704 next time. And I don't know, we'll talk about something more fun. Cheers. I love y'all. I appreciate it. Thank you.